Thank you very much for making a date on Business Live with me, Emmanuel Abuaji Riafi. Let's start the program with a summary of some business news headlines. And government, through the Bank of Ghana, on January 23, reopened the 2-year Treasury bond issued last year to raise additional 485.91 million Ghana cedis. These plus other stories in the summaries coming up.
The government, through the Bank of Ghana on January 23, reopened the 2-year Treasury bond issued last year to raise additional 485.91 million Ghana cedis, which it described as current amount outstanding. The bond was originally opened on February 19, 2018 and was expected to mature on February 17, 2020. The Electronic Communications Tribunal will next week give its ruling on a stay of execution filed by the Chamber of Telecommunications. It follows the latter's dissatisfaction over a fine for failing to provide quality services as required. The Chamber of Telecommunications last week petitioned the Electronic Communications Tribunal over fines imposed on them by the National Communications Authority. The Ghana Stock Exchange has called for the public listing of Vodafone Ghana, one of the largest telecoms players in the country, after its acquisition of a 4G license. Vodafone Ghana should be made to go public, Kofi Yamwa, the GSC's managing director, said, in an attempt to nudge the telecoms industry regulator, the National Communications Authority, to apply the rules it enforced to get MTN publicly listed last year. As part of the requirements for deploying 4G technology, the regulator had a clause in the bidding documents that enjoins a winning company to list 25% of its shares on the GSE for the benefit of Ghanaians. South Africa's agricultural industry body, Agri-SA, will approach banks, agribusiness and government to raise 3 billion rand, which is equivalent to $220 million, to help farmers hit by severe drought, its executive director said on Friday. Farmers have faced dry conditions over most of the nation for the last year, even as they are still recovering from a disastrous El Nino-induced drought in 2015. Vodafone has paused the deployment of Huawei equipment and its core networks in Europe until Western governments resolve security concerns about the Chinese telecom giant. Huawei is under scrutiny over its ties with the Chinese government and allegations that its technology could be used for spying. The Chinese firm has consistently denied those allegations. Vodafone chief executive Nick Riyad said that debate was too simplistic.